up now, you two. We don't have much sunlight left.
Sir, if I may...
I keep telling you, Mr. Elf, that's not my name. It's Bartholomew Newton. Just call me Bart.
My name is
Now, what were you saying?
Right. Mr. Newton.
Close enough. We'll work on it later.
We have been traveling northward through these woods for 3 days now. Yet we have not captured the dragon or found anything remotely close to this lair you continue to ramble. And as you said, the day is almost done. Would it not be in our best interest to at least...
Slow down? How could we possibly slow down now? The further we travel up north, the closer we get to the mountains. The closer we get to the mountains, the sooner we'll find the dragon's lair. We can't afford to slow down now. Especially not after the signs at the northern villages.
You mean those missing sheep?
Precisely. Dragon activity, no doubt. Yet the guild still insists I provide more evidence. Ridiculous. Can't even trust the expertise of the continent's greatest monster researcher.
But Mr.
Hence the urgency of our quest, good hunters. No doubt a live dragon will be enough to convince them of the obvious.
Mr.
And to do that, we must continue northward and capture that dragon. We're getting close, I just know it!
Has it ever occurred to you that dragons are but creatures of myth whose only layers are within childlike minds such as yours?
Now, you say a lot of peculiar things, Mr. Elf, but that was just hurtful.
I find it even more offensive that you have hired the two of us to help you chase after your personal delusions, when there are real monsters in this world and real people that need our help.
The dragons are as real as any other monster. Was the proof we found not enough for you either?
Again, what proof?
You are familiar with the legends of dragons, right?
I was read those bedtime stories as a child. Do you truly think my memory of them is...
I can't believe the Academy never taught you. Do they not even... never mind now. We must refresh your memory. You too, Hunter.
Now? Did you not just say that we cannot slow down?
Well, we clearly can't continue this expedition to find a dragon, now that it's been made perfectly clear that you've forgotten all about them. Well, we'll start from the beginning. Thankfully, I know the legend off by heart.
Oh, joy.
Thousands of years ago, the dragons were the most feared monsters in all the continent. No doubt, as the one who created them was Tiamat, also known as the Dragon of the End. No single faction or race was able to defeat them alone. All attempts to do so resulted in horrific losses. To stand against the dragons, the greatest warriors from across the continent united themselves under one banner, the Hunters Guild, in hopes that their alliance would finally bring an end to the dragons once and for all. Yet even this was in vain, and Tiamat found himself close to his goal of ending all life until... Well, Mr. Elf?
What?
I assumed, considering your heritage, you would know what happened next.
Heritage?
Of course. I thought all elves knew and took pride in their relationship to the greatest sorcerers in history.
Yes, then, you must be referring to the famous Elwyn family.
Yes. On the very grounds where the capital stands today, they led the many sorcerers of old on a final attack against the dragons. Their combined arcane powers turned the tides and nearly drove the dragons themselves to extinction. As a result, Tiamat was forced to retreat with his few remaining forces into the northern mountains, where we are currently heading, of course. Rumor has it that his great anger from the defeat carried a cursed presence that drove all other monsters away from the region, which is the supposed reason as to why no monsters reside near the mountains. This, dear hunters, is the proof that recent events point to the return of the dragons. Well?
Well, what?
What? Do you still not... But All right. Do you remember what we learned about those missing sheep in the villages we passed through?
Yes. According to the locals, their sheep were mysteriously disappearing without any signs of human or monster activity. These peculiar cases became more common the closer...
Yes, keep going.
The closer one was to the mountains.
Are you starting to see the bigger picture now, Mr. Elf?
Yet it is still illogical to use missing farm animals as evidence of mythical creatures.
But you're forgetting something. They're missing. That's the key word here.
What? Okay, fine. If that was going to be your brilliant transition into your next point, then just get on with it.
Oh, come now. You should have been educated enough to at least answer this. What exactly is a monster?
Do we truly have to
Enlighten me.
They are creatures that embody destruction and chaos. They seek to destroy all life without restraint and without mercy.
Yes. Glad they at least got that right. So, now with this in mind, can you name at least one class of monster that kills its prey without leaving a single trace of them or its prey?
That is obvious.
And can you tell me why this mysterious activity occurs more frequently the closer one gets to the mountains? A region that supposedly hosts no monsters whatsoever?
I do not know.
You're seeing it now. Never before has there been a monster activity like this in the history of the continent. And all evidence points to it being the result of dragon activity. Hence the importance of this expedition. If the guild cannot be convinced without their much-needed evidence, then we must capture one as soon as possible before... Did you hear that? Oh, this is it. Set up the trap. Hurry, you two. All right, that's it, meat. You got the tripwire, and you got the net. All right, quick, hide! A dodo! Not again!
And that is the 5th one this expedition.
Go on now, you stupid bird! Get out of here! Well, that just killed any positivity I had today. And you're right, it is getting late. We'll have it your way, Mr. Elf. Let's call it a day and make camp here.
Finally, Mr. Newton. Speaking some sense for once. So, I see you're wide awake despite it not being your turn on the night watch. If I were to take a guess as to why, I would say, it's because you're in complete regret over choosing this quest. No? Not even a little. Look, you know we didn't have to accept his quest. We could have at least waited for someone of more of a reputable standing to give us an actual quest. You know, one where we can build a reputation as hunters. You know, when we get back to the guild, that we're going to be the laughingstock of the entire continent. No one wanted to take this quest for a reason, and you just... When the continent are here? Whatever made you want to? You believe him, don't you? Well, no one don't believe a single thing he said. All right. It has been thousands of years since the dragons have ever showed themselves, if they're real to begin with. So rather they never existed in the first place, or they died a long time ago. Because if they were still around, they would obviously have shown themselves. Why would they want to hide for thousands of years and here, of all places? So no, I haven't bought his words for a second. And I personally have absolutely no reason to believe in the... No, don't bring my family into... Stupid uncle. Now is not a good time to pry into each other's past. For 3 years, neither you or I has made mention of our past, or even asked the other about them. But if I'm going to ask for you to answer any question, I think it's one I'm obliged to have an answer to, considering our current circumstances. Why are we here? What in the world made you think it was a good idea to take this quest? Why do you want to help out this Mr. Newton so much? Oh, wait, what are you doing? What's a book? A fairy tale book? What? You're going to read me a story? You're going to make me fall asleep? What? Wait, what is that? Wait, there's a note here. Wait, you want me to? Fine, I'll read it. My dear little one.
May this book always remind you of 3 wonderful things. 1, of the time we shared together. 2, of the beauty and magic in you and in the world. And 3, to always follow the goodness in your heart. Wilmot
Nawfal. Wait, how do you... Look, it's nothing, alright? Just... who is this, Wilmot Nawfal? Your... guardian? Oh, I see. I never knew you were an orphan, nor that you... It is these words of his that inspire you to be as you are now, to, well, ever since we were assigned as partners in the academy, you have certainly lived by these words. No, I didn't mean any personal offense against you, I just... Even I have to admit that in these 3 years of training together, hunting together, fighting together, even I know that following your heart and doing what you do has led to a lot of good. And a lot of mistakes, but also a lot of good. Yes, like in the arena. And look, as long as we find success in our future quests in the future, you know, our actual quests, I'm not going to discourage you to not be who you are. You have the freedom to live as you wish, even if I personally would never follow in your ways. Quoting my uncle now? No, I do not believe I will ever change my mind with time. That time has already passed a long time ago. No, it's just the wind. Alright, perhaps it's not the wind? Yes, fine. Yes, let's wake Mr. Newton. Mr. Newton.
What?
You instructed us to wake you if we were to ever hear anything peculiar.
Yeah? Yeah, what? Oh, I've never had this happen at night before. This could be it.
This could be, yes. Yes, that's the 6th time you said that this expedition, but in all likelihood, against the odds, this is just going to be another...
Dragon! Don't just stand there, you fools! After it! Move, hunters! I knew it!
Would you stop saying that?
But I knew it!
Alright, fine! Yes, you knew it, alright? But now we only have 1 trap! We can't set it! How are we supposed to capture it?
You're the hunters, you'll figure it out!
What?
There! In the mountains! The devil knew it! We have it now!
Wait, we can't just go in...
No time! But no time!